Thank you, Madam Chair, and my congratulations to you as well. It's many years of service on this panel, and I'm very proud of you. So
Thank you.
proud to serve with you as well. I have had personal experience both with giving birth to all three of my children, who one of whom is now a teenager and the others who are juniors in college, giving birth to all three of my children while working very full-time. I gave birth to all three of my children while serving in the state legislature and running for Congress with my third child. About 12 years ago, some of you know I was diagnosed with breast cancer suddenly at 41 years old. One day the picture of health, the next day a cancer patient facing my own mortality. Because I had this job, because I am in charge of the employment policies of my office, I was able to take the kind of leave, like I was in the legislature, because I didn't have anyone other than my constituents to answer to, and I was able to structure my work-life balance in order to make sure that I could care for my newborn babies after they were born, and make sure that I could get myself well, all while managing the demands of a very demanding job. Most people don't have the luxury that Congresswoman DeLauro and I and all of my colleagues here have had. Research has shown that women with incomes of $75,000 per year or higher take an average of 12 weeks of maternity leave, while mothers in households with incomes of less than $33,000 per year frequently reported taking only 6 weeks of leave, not necessarily paid. Nearly 1/4 of U.S. women are back at work within 2 weeks of giving birth. Ms. Gressler, I find it troubling that you use the very tired argument that one-size-fits-all doesn't work for most employers. I want to start by asking you a few questions. I understand from your opening statement that you have 6 children. Were you able to take maternity leave for each of your children, the birth of each of your children?
Yes, I was fortunate to be able to take leave with each.
And how much maternity leave were you able to take for each of your children?
I chose to take 12 weeks with each, and I had different policies at different times.
Were you paid?
I was paid at least part and often in full.
Okay, and was it important for you to spend that kind of time with the peace of mind knowing that your salary, at least in large part, was covered during that time, for you to spend time with your newborns?
Absolutely.
And do you think other parents would value and benefit from that time as well?
I do, and I think that they would value most from policies that are flexible and let them work with their employer to determine what's best.
Okay. Do you support a minimum wage?
I think that we should let the market determine what's the appropriate wage, and the higher the...
But do you support a minimum wage, or do you think that we should not have a one-size-fits-all policy and just let the market pay anyone anything they choose to?
No, I think a federal minimum wage, particularly a $15 minimum wage, would actually
I'm not
have
asking
really
you about a
aggressive
$15
policy.
minimum
I
wage.
don't believe in a one-size-fits-all policy.
Do you
because
believe,
we have 50 unique
excuse
states.
me, reclaiming my time, do you believe in a minimum wage?
No.
Not at all. You don't think that we should require employers to not allow employees to fall through the holes without a minimum wage?
I think that we should let workers work at whatever wage that they choose to negotiate with their employer.
Well, that tells you all you need. All we need to know about your views. You've said you don't think a one-size-fits-all program works, but most people in America don't support a one-size-fits-all wage because we know what kind of poverty people would be thrown into if that's what we allowed. What you have to offer, on the other hand, is nothing at all for millions of Americans, and some, often the more affluent, will be lucky like you were, but many more likely, 80% of workers, in fact, will not. Ms. Wesker, I don't buy your argument that it is too difficult to have a national standard that will work for all of our citizens. We must make sure that women, parents, have the benefit that I had, that I could choose to have, regardless of their income, regardless of their employer. And we do need a floor through which we are not going to allow people to crash through when they have unexpected illness or give birth to children that every parent, regardless of income or their employer, deserves to be able to work for someone who is required to give them a minimum of paid family leave. Thank you. I yield back the balance of my time.